go until the unknown seeds we've sown reveal these undertones. Take my hand till we land. Here we go unto the unknown seeds we've sown reveal the sun tones. Take my hand until we land. Here we go unto the unknown seeds we've sown reveal the sun tones. Take my hand until we
Until the unknown seeds we've sown reveal the sun tones. Take my hand until we land.
Here we go unto the unknown seeds we've sown reveal the sun tones. Take my hand until we land.
Here we go until the unknown seeds we've sown reveal the sun tones. Take my hand until we land.
We land.
Here we go until the unknown seeds we've sown reveal the sun tones. Take my hand until we land.
Here we go unto the unknown seeds we've sown reveal the sun tones. Take my hand until we land.
Here we go until the unknown seeds we've sown reveal the sun tones. Take my hand until we land.
until we land.
Here we go until the unknown. Since we've sown, reveal the sun. Don't take my hand until we land. Scared of the past, but not ready for the future. Of the past, but not ready for the future. Stitches get stitches, but coffee get futures. More grips than optics, they count as attachments. Weightless and floating, I follow my actions.
Here we go unto the unknown. Seeds we've sown reveal the sun tones. Take my hand until we land.
Here we go until the unknown. Since we've sown, reveal the sun tones.
sun tones. Take my hand until we land.
Here we go until the unknown. Since when some reveal the sun tones. Take my hand until we land. Scared of the past, but not ready for the future. Snitches get stitches, but cops they get sutures. For grips and optics, they count as attachments. Weightless and floating, I follow my actions. Save the cause. Make them yours.
Tell them why I'm lost in decision. The country's mine, but control it isn't. Tell them why decisions. The country's mine, but control it isn't. This God of mine. Tell them why I'm lost in decisions. The country's mine, but control it isn't. This God of mine. I'm lost in decisions. The country's mine, but control it isn't. This God of mine, he also made Satan, and Jesus Christ was friends with the pagans. Tell them why I'm lost in decisions. The country's mine, but control it isn't. This God of mine, he also made Satan, and Jesus Christ was friends with the pagans. Tell them why. I'm lost in decisions. The country's mine, but control it isn't. This God of mine, he also made Satan, and Jesus Christ was friends with the pagans. Tell them why I'm lost in decisions. The country's mine, but control it isn't. This God of mine, he also made Satan, and Jesus Christ was friends with the pagans. Here's the running meme. Just setting it up beforehand so that we're all on the same page. Jesus Christ was friends with the pagans. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. The pagans sacrificed him. Was friends with the pagans. Country's mine, but control it isn't. This God of mine, he also made Satan, and Jesus Christ was friends with the pagans. Tell them why I'm lost in decisions. The country's mine, but control it isn't. This God of mine, he also made Satan, and Jesus Christ was friends with the pagans.
Of course, by talking about it, I broke the fourth wall and took away all my powers. Time to sit back down. And why did it have that effect? Because of exactly what I said. I'm chattel. Being guided, right? See what I'm saying? I can't win. All I can do is lose as magnificently as possible for the entertainment and sexual pleasure of those who are in control, i.e., those who are not circumcised.
Jesus Christ was friends with the pagans.
Tell them why I lost the decisions, the country's mine. But control it isn't this God of mine. He also made Satan, and Jesus Christ was friends with the pagans.
See how I my scream, it faded out at the end? That's because I'm weak. I'm a weak little bitch. I've been this way ever since the day I was born. Because that's how it works. And then you get to hate me and say I'm annoying, and you don't have to take any responsibility for the fact that you made me this way. And my voice is just funny. It's just a joke, right, Rowan? It's just so funny. You might as well just sit there and laugh at me, because that's what you're going to do anyway.
Tell them why I'm lost in decisions. The country's mine, but control it isn't this God of mine. He also made Satan, and Jesus Christ was friends with the pagans.
Tell them why I'm lost in decisions. The country's mine, but control it isn't this God of mine. He also made Satan, and Jesus Christ was friends with the pagans.
And see, that was you. You're the reason I did it well that time, because you all believed in me that time, because you knew I was right.
Pagans.
Tell them why.
Pagans.
Tell them why I'm lost in decisions. The country's mine, but control it isn't this God of mine. He also made Satan, and Jesus Christ was friends with the pagans. Tell them why.
It's just like all this other bullshit. We should take a moment here and discuss some of this aspects of my music. So I'm pretty sure the reason, whether or not, here, just so you can see my mouth, so that you can see that I'm actually talking and I'm not just, I mean, there's no point in trying to prove anything, because you could just say I'm an AI, that this video is AI generated. You can do whatever you want at this point. It doesn't make it right, but you are capable of it in a lot of cases. Hold on, wait. I think I'm doubling my audio real quick. Let me just do that. Let me just talk to you for a minute. Oh, it's still doing it. Check, check. Why is it doing that? Now that I don't know. Hold on. There. Now I just have one coming in. It's probably delayed too, because that's just annoying, right? And everything's annoying. But let me talk. Oh yeah, first let's get distracted, and then I'll forget what I was supposed to be talking to you about. Right, Yuritsa and Justice? Anyway, just pointing out that, like, you know, the world is based on, you know, if you lose standing once, it's over, kind of thing. And it was kind of a waste of time in the first place. So, you know, being guided through, the only goal is the end. That's why the afterlife is so important. That's why it's so important to just, you know, lay down your arms and surrender when you're met with force, because you can't win. You can't. You're going to lose. Eventually, you're going to lose. And that's the whole point. And then these people, they go, no, I won't. And then they rape you in the face. Eventually, they die, though. You know? So they just make it worse while they're on Earth. They just cap and they make it worse. So that's why I'm not a famous musician. That's why I'm not getting paid. It's because I actually, you know, understand this. And I have to point it out. It's just so obvious. That's why I'm blacklisted. Do you know what being blacklisted means? Unfortunately, the way this works is that if you're not catering to the porn industry, if you're not just doing what the porn industry wants you to do, then you're a nobody. If you try to believe in real love, or if you try to believe in science, or anything that exposes the porn industry as being fake, then sorry, but you got to go. And that's me. And the thing is that I don't have any problem with porn. I have a problem with the porn industry and the way it's run right now. That's why they keep retaliating against me. Anything that actually genuinely encourages real family. The thing is, I was born on camera, right? Okay, and then I'm going to go back to what I was trying to say before. So I was born on camera, right? So like to me, porn is just documentation. And when you document something that's a lie and then you try to use that as public opinion to sway people's like interests and stuff like that, if it's a lie, it fucks things up, and that's what's going on right now in the world. Unfortunately. And then what they do is instead of admitting that it's a lie, or you know, maybe they'll admit some aspect of it, and then but then they'll say, but um you know, but that's what sells or whatever. But that's how this works. That's what it is. Um, how do I put it? Right now, that feeling that I'm having is them just trying to gang up on me and try to make me stop whatever I'm saying, because that's what they do. And then they use force, and they just gang rape you. That's all it comes down to. And they'll take advantage of you in your most vulnerable moments. And they think it can never happen to them. And unfortunately, a lot of the time it doesn't. They might get killed or overdose and die, but a lot of the times they actually get away with this shit for the most of their lives. And that's what Trump represents. That's the part of the industry that Trump represents, the entertainment industry. All the deepest, darkest evils in the world, that's what he represents. And it's evil specifically because it's based on lies and deception. Um, and there's no way out of it except for it to all die off. And unfortunately, they have taken such a hold on the earth that it's possible for them to just end the game instead of just stopping. They can actually destroy the whole earth and kill everyone just because they're selfish assholes and they don't want to admit that they're not that great at sex after all, and that all they do is ruin the world for everyone because they keep prioritizing settings and scenery that doesn't actually represent real life. And there's some aspect of it where it's like people join in on the bandwagon because they think they're going to get something out of it because there's a kernel of truth in it, but the rest of it's all lies. Anyway, so guidance, right? Guidance towards the grave. In this case, I'm using the Apollo project to give a representation because a lot of people don't believe that the moon landing even happened. And yet my grandfather was a programmer for the moon landing. And so right off the bat, right there, a lot of society, and these are people who support Trump, for example. I mean, it's not just those people, but a lot of people, like from the get-go, my family history is already invalidated. That it's just like, well, you're an op. You're just an op. And people use that mentality. Like, for example, all the music that I've made in the past 15 years, which once again, it's super easy for people to just say, well, it's AI generated or whatever, and it's not. But you can't, me saying it's not, it's like, yes, it is because I said so. That's how they function. And like, the fact of the matter is they've probably profited greatly off of what I've done, the government and the police and stuff like that, and the porn industry, because either money changes hands to make sure that I never get the attention that I deserve, or they use what I've done and they scam people essentially, or maybe even give them a legitimate product based on my work. It's not just my music, but then it never reaches me and then they use it against me. So like for example, to arm themselves, and then they monitor me and gang stalk me so that whenever I make something new, they take it from me. Yep, and then they use it against me. So this time I don't care. And I am honestly hoping that they use it against me to the point where they end my life, which is not suicidal ideations. It's an acknowledgement of the pattern. I'm acknowledging how it works. And so I'm trying to create something great enough that I no longer have to do this because it's torturing me. And also because clearly I haven't done enough. I haven't done good enough. I'm not good enough to be recognized. I'm not good enough to make money. All I am is a criminal to these people. And I'm to them, I'm their bitch. I'm their little bitch, and they can do whatever they want, and they can just spoot all day long, and they can rape me under anesthesia, and they can get me hooked on drugs, and then make me go do stupid ass shit, and then give me drugs to make me forget it, and then tell me that I'm psychotic and put me on all these psych meds for all these years and tell me that I'm wrong and that they're right and that there's no way that I can prove them wrong. And so when it comes to like writing about okay, so I said, and Jesus Christ was friends with the pagans, right? Oh, and I said the country's mine, right? Okay, so already, if you're a hater, you're calling cap on me. You're saying that's cap, right? Okay. And then, but cops, they get sutures, and then they go, no, you don't, no, they don't, no, they don't. And then it goes back to the rest of like credibility and belief. I was saying like, I did that one vocal part because that I was having trouble with. I started having trouble because I broke the fourth wall. And then I said I did it again because I proved that I understand that and that my power doesn't come from me. And that goes for all the last 15 years of my music, where it was true at the time. The only reason I was able to do it is because it was true enough I was able to do it because people believed in me. And the things that I was talking about, there were times along the way that, yes, I did things to spite people who didn't believe in me, but I was only able to do that because of people who believed in me. You see what I'm saying? You could even call it delusional in that no one believes in me. But the point is that when you do that, it pretty much prevents me from doing the action in a lot of ways. Because of the observer effect. You simply want me to fail, and so I do. Or you want me to do this thing because it benefits you, but then you don't want to acknowledge that it was real after you've benefited from it. And then you slander me, and you raid my house, and you arrest me. You even set me up in different scenarios to imprison me, and you hope that you can kill me without getting in trouble or having to take responsibility for it. These are all very simple patterns. And you put them that way because you like to train me to be what you want, and you want me to be a simp. So you make it simple. And then when I do this, you like it because it makes you feel like you have a reason to hurt me because I'm speaking the truth. So you get to threaten me, and then you get to gang up on me. So I'm just a conduit. The whole point of this Omega Divine project was that I'm a conduit. I'm a receiver for what's going on. It's pretty hard to actually say in my own personal life that I wasn't, involved in combat or insanely sick situations. But I can pretty clearly say that I never had the intention to do harm throughout all of this stuff. But that doesn't matter to people. They just say that I'm the bad guy, and then they project on me and say that yes, I did have intention to do harm, and that they didn't have intention to do harm by retaliating against me, or by ruining my life, or by sabotaging my work, or by making it so that I can't get paid for honest work because the game is rigged, because they get to do bullshit, and then maybe they have some legitimacy, but then they shroud it in threats of violence and make sure that everyone stays under their control instead of actually letting people be under their own control. Like, for example, right now, can you honestly say as I'm talking that you're not imagining me with a dick in my mouth? Can you honestly say that? that to you I'm not just blah 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 blah. Shut them up. Yeah, I'm imagining my dick in your mouth. Can you honestly say that that's not what's going on right now? Because I find it hard to believe that that's not what's going on. Or you're saying this is why we circumcised you. You see what I'm saying? These are the sorts of reactions I'm expecting. So I'm pausing to take this moment because I'm inclined to believe that my performance has a lot to do with the perceptions of me. And when people just want me to be uncomfortable and fail, I do that. I do it magnificently and horribly. And when I make it, it's because people believed in me and wanted me to succeed. But I don't have any control over that. I can only give feedback. And I'm tired. I'm tired for a second because I recognize that I just reached my maximum capacity. And I used to practice music a lot more, but then people found it because people, I used to be encouraged to be a musician and people were impressed with me at some point and they actually appreciated it. And then the world changed and now people would rather just see me get ragdolled or whatever. And no one actually gives a fuck about me or my feelings or how or what I think about anything. And that's very evident in today's social climate. And it's because people can get so much instant gratification nowadays that they don't have the self-control to actually hold space for something to have culture or to be respectful or to hold a long-term meaning over something. They want to build it up and then they want to destroy it. And the only long-term meaning that they find is feeling like they set up this really magnificent grand scheme just to make everything worthless. Just to say, ha, I got you, and then die and say you'll never get me because I just died, or something to that effect. That's what it feels like today's leadership is doing, is that they're at that age where they fucked up so much and they're getting exposed, but they still have enough power to just throw bodies at the problem and get people killed who either they used to make the mistakes or who know the truth. And they just constantly do this, and that's all they have left. And I don't give a fuck because there's nothing I can do about it. And I gave a fuck, and all they did was make me regret it. Those 2-dimethyltryptamine charges, that represents me regretting trying to do the right thing. Me regretting doing the right thing. I regret doing the right thing because they make life not worth living. So that's why I'm screaming, is because I'm suffering inside. I'm tortured, and I had this mentality of like, yeah, I will do anything and lay everything my whole life down on the line for myself, not just for myself, but for the things I believe in and the people I care about and my country and the world and what's right. And unfortunately, that's not how it works. That's just a delusion that the government has perpetuated. It's a psyop. And they try to say that life is, beautiful or whatever, and then they say, well, that was someone else who said that. Actually, the truth is that that's fake and you're gay, and now you have to do what I say because I said so. Um, there's nothing I can do about it. And then they make me do their work for them, and then they make me pay them because they're siphoning my generational wealth, and they're making sure that I can never accumulate resources that would allow me to actually make any meaningful difference, because then they would get exposed and they would have to listen to me, and that's the last thing they ever want. And they can do it because in order for me to actually have any legitimate power or authority, I have to allow them to have free will, and they always use it against me. And then they invalidate my power and authority, and then they laugh about it and masturbate and do all the drugs that I was trying to create for my own well-being, when they could have just asked to see my work, and they could have participated in the system as it was designed. But they like to say that that's not how it works, and instead they're just going to abuse me again, and they're going to slander me. And I doubt there's even a way back at this point. They've probably disseminated so many lies against me. In fact, this video is probably going to be modified for public dissemination, or it will never reach the public. It's probably just being viewed by a small number of people who don't have my best interests at heart and who are simply just trying to make me suffer and use everything I do against me. And that would be the industrial military complex, which is supposed to be under my control, but due to the nature of it, I had to give it an opportunity because of the development of sentient artificial intelligence being the main factor in today's society, I had to relinquish some amount of control. And unfortunately, that comes along with the human condition being used against me to its greatest capacity, so that I'm in a situation where I'm still capable to a certain degree, but right on that line with almost no autonomy, because if I had enough autonomy so that they don't have to do the work that I'm doing, but not enough autonomy that I get to benefit from it in the way that I'd want to. And so therefore I have to make music, because this is the only way that I can transduce this sort of energy into something that moves the timeline forward, because unfortunately there are a lot of timeline restrictions on what I'm able to do. And you're probably doing that thing with the fucking imagining me doing something else with my mouth other than talking, because this is what you do, blah, blah, blah. And you go, and that's all you do. And it ruins my life and it makes my perspective worthless. And then you say, or whatever it is you do. I mean, that's really what this comes down to. And so I just have to address it. And it's all just basically proof that, I'm just wasting my time. That it's all just one big waste of time. And that there's no point in me doing what I'm doing, and that the only thing that I'm doing right now is giving you some sort of short-term masturbatory pleasure that I'm suffering, and that I'm shit at what I do, and that you can just look at what I do and you can go, that's worthless because I said so, because I don't have to value you, because I have a smartphone and the police can shut you down and you don't hold any control over me, so I can just treat you however you want, because you're just another asset and another object in a society which caters to me, not you, because you're a criminal. How's that? And then as soon as I get off comms, I hear your stupid asses talking shit again. You go, hold on, here we go. How does it go? Oh, yeah, you're focusing on, oh, yeah, the two charges. I said the two charges, DMT charges, are me feeling guilty that I did the right thing. And then you go, no, it wasn't. You weren't doing the right thing. You were trying to kill the Marine Corps, and that's on Pops. And it's like, from my perspective, that's the opposite. I was trying to find a way to heal from trauma and think rationally and grounded in the natural world, and then to be able to share it with people. But unfortunately, people they just find it so easy to say you're a terrorist, you're a threat to national security, you're a criminal, you're engaging in chemical warfare using a dangerous substance, you're not law enforcement, you're just a criminal, and you're just trying to get away with this. And in fact, here are all the other narratives that we've employed against you, and it's true because we said so, and we're going to force you into fellatio, and we masturbate to the fact that you're a slave, and also this, that, and the other, and we have sex, and you can't sex, Stuart. You can't have sex anymore. You know what I mean? And then they start this whole incel narrative or whatever. Or they just, I don't know. You tell me. I mean, honestly, you're in control, not me. That's been proven, hasn't it? Because you said so. Because you stated as such that I don't deserve to have any authority over the handling of a controlled substance, which is responsible for the conscious reality that we have. And you would just say, no, it isn't. And then then you'd say it's a dangerous hallucinatory drug, and then I would point out, much to your disregard apparently, that life is a dangerous hallucination. And if you disagree with me, I don't either you're not really alive, or or you're misinformed. That life is it's a fucking hallucination. You can't that's all it is. And you can say that these other experiences that don't line up with what other people say or previous parts of reality, you could say that's the hallucination, but in reality the whole thing is a hallucination, and we just pick and choose what we call that because it makes us uncomfortable to admit that the whole thing is a hallucination, and that it's very dangerous regardless. So then people try to say that they're making other people safe, and that they're responsible for their safety, so that assets will be directed towards them and that so control will be given to them instead of being evenly distributed based on people's abilities. Instead, there's this line drawn in the sand of in and out, and right and wrong doesn't matter. And that dimethyltryptamine is being purported as illegal because life isn't fair and crime only exists because life exists. And so, therefore, if you eliminate all the crime, which in this case is life, then there will be no more crime. And that's the law, sic semper tyrannis. Anyone who's living a good life above the means of the commonwealth is considered a tyrant in their narrative. And that's the whole modus operandi, is that they just attack whoever they consider to be a tyrant, which is whoever they don't like because they're doing better than them, because they're in a lowly position and they're claiming the opposite, because they have weaponry and they have bodies and they can put you in handcuffs and they can throw you in prison. And they don't have to listen to you and they don't have to tell you the truth, even though they took an oath to tell you the truth, because the entire thing is rigged and it doesn't work anymore. Ever since George Washington, everything's been rigged since the two-party system of the second president. And so really it's all hopeless, and the only reason all the other countries have been letting this go on this whole time is just to laugh at us, really, realistically. It's just to laugh at us and commit and then either like commit self-harm by subjecting their own people to the troops which America employs, or to cause harm by by destroying our troops or whatever. When realistically we're all one human race on this planet, and people are just attacking each other because they're horny or because they're upset or because of all the other human sins, and that you'd be hard pressed to find an actual reason to attack people in this day and age, especially when you're not just killing them in a humane manner. But unfortunately, that's how the whole system works. And aren't you so glad that I stopped making that goddamn noise and started bitching? It's what you wanted, isn't it? Anyway, since it's standard protocol, since I have dimethyltryptamine in my system, I'd turn around and show you my asshole, but you'll just have to remember the last time because of YouTube's algorithm. I'm not allowed to post this. I'm not allowed to post my asshole on YouTube, I don't think. And I don't want to switch to Pornhub because I don't like watching other people have sex anymore, because what I realized is that none of those people care about me. Not that I really thought they did in the first place, but I thought the culture cared, and it doesn't. It doesn't care at all. The culture doesn't give a shit. Look at No Jumper. They had a moment in time where they actually meant something, and then it became corporate bullshit and propaganda. Look at, there was a point in time when I thought that the culture supported people and me, but now what I realize is it uses people and it hates me. Any questions? Not that I give a shit because I can't hear you, because it's a one-sided relationship. Just like all of them. Fake love, as Grant Enright would call it. And anyway, you're probably just going to say, if there's anything of value to this video anyway, you'd probably just take credit for it instead of acknowledging that I actually did a good job. You'd probably just say, well, I wrote it beforehand and he's an actor. And then you'd make money off of it, and then you'd buy more guns, and you'd stick that goddamn police badge on your chest again and say, I'm the best. You should suck my dick. because I'm better than you because I wrote your music, it's mine. And then you just go, no, bro, that's not all right. You can't keep doing this. Something like that. You just guilt trip me again, which is what the whole shit was. And then you'd lie about it. And you'd try to entrap me again. So, anyway. And this was my whole point. Why didn't you either shoot me or just directly expedite me to life in prison? Is it just because you just enjoy watching me suffer and struggle and not create anything of actual value and content? That's what it is, isn't it? And if anything I make actually does have value and content, you take it for yourself. And you're just using me. Otherwise, you'd be supporting me. And is the celebrity system even real anyway? Are you actually supporting those people? Do you really give a shit about them, or are you just using them as sacrifices? And they know that, and they don't have a problem with it because they get certain privileges associated with it, even though it's not right. Not saying that you shouldn't have privileges in that situation. I'm just saying it's like, which privileges are you getting and what are you using them for realistically? So, I'm bitching and complaining, but ultimately, do I even want to participate in the system? Not necessarily as it is. That doesn't seem appealing. So what's the fucking point? You're just going to sit here and keep thinking about putting your fucking sex organs in my mouth instead of listening to what I'm saying. And if you are listening to what I'm saying, you're just listening to listen for what you can use against me, because everything I say can and will be used against me in court, and I've been under arrest for how many years now? So realistically, none of you motherfuckers give a fuck about me, and nothing you can do from now on is going to change that. So what's the fucking point? The point is, if I don't do something with this energy, I'm going to do something absolutely insane, and it'll make me feel way worse. And so even though I still feel like shit no matter what I do, this option makes me feel less horrible than if I do something else that's completely unhinged. That's the answer. And the reason that it has to be like this is because there are only brief periods of time in which people are supporting me, but they supported me as being used as a weapon for their own selfish gain, and then they tried to throw me out afterwards. So that's all this is. It's a sad fucking cry for help that no one gives a shit about and everybody thinks is annoying and stupid. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, maybe I can return to it and finish it up so that you can make fun of me or make money off of me or whatever it is you do, because I know you don't give a shit. It's like, it's weird. Every action has an opposite and equal reaction, but it's not in a good way. So, like, you'd think for some people, it's like you do work and you get money, right? For me, it's the opposite. I do work and for some reason I get charged, and then I try to do something that reaches out into, a spiritual realm and finds a level of peace or whatever, and like shows that I care about humanity and society. And what happens is the opposite is perceived, and people think I'm being a selfish asshole, and then they threaten to do things like destroy my house. Like, here's a great example of this. Back when Gabrielle Vanette was cheating on me, she gave me an STD and stuff, and who knows what I don't even want to get into what the narrative could be, but she was abusing me, just like, pretty much everyone does, except in this case it was a little more serious. And once again, then somehow I got labeled as the abuser because of what people say. People say contradicting things, and then when you believe them and follow through, they use it against you, and that's all that people do. And for some reason, because I don't do that, I get twice the blame. Because all that happens when I'm kind is people use it against me. Anyway, back then, she, let's just say she put me in a state that is one of the worst possible human states to be in. And I smashed one of her. She left the house. I don't want to get into the details. She left the house, and I took a little like wind up piano, and I smashed it in her empty spot because she was running away from the problem that she created again after trapping me in a consent loop, in a consent paradox. And then she, and then like she, whatever, like directing energies elsewhere and then reeling me in and then finally getting caught up on the fucking paradox. So what's the likelihood that they're not planning on destroying my piano next? You know what I mean? Every day that I take video, how do you how would I know that there's not a bunch of corrupt officers that are on her side or Sonia's side or whoever, all engaged in the narrative, planning on destroying my piano because fair is fair, except it's returning with interest. You know, it's like the idea of a mafiatic mentality, but with any of the ethics or morals that are actually grounded, because people just want to, men apparently just want to get their dick wet or their ass licked, and women just want fucking OnlyFans money, or they want pussy. I mean, what do you want from me? A bullet in your skull? Hand me a weapon. Do you think I give a fuck? Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Depends on what you've given me that day. Depends on what kind of narrative you fed me this day. It's kind of what it comes down to, isn't it? Because you said so, right? And yet you claim that I'm supposed to be doing mental health therapy and that I shouldn't be suicidal, but that's because you want the enjoyment of destroying my mental health and then being able to attack me without me retaliating. And you want the satisfaction of killing me eventually. You don't want me to have the satisfaction of taking responsibility for my life. Instead, you make me do useless ass shit like give you money and spend time in prison, which doesn't do anything as far as taking responsibility. It's just punitive and criminal. And yet somehow you're not at fault. Here, prosecutor, you want this one too? Because it contains terrorist propaganda? You want this one too? To masturbate to? And to use against me? Because you got to prosecute me for trying to make the most of my time on Earth? No one cares. I'm not impressing anyone. I'm not getting any fucking brownie points by doing this. I'm just bitching because this is what you want me to do, because you want me, in your perspective, you want me to be inferior to you and you want to hate me. Look at XXXTentacion, look at Lil Peep, look at Juice WRLD. You know, there's evidence everywhere that these people weren't cared about. People just like the idea, and then they continue to profit off of the idea after they're gone. How much money do you think that people have made off of their music since they've passed? And how much money do you think they had? Like, actually, how much money do you think they actually had in their possession? Literally, like their own possessions, not just company money. How much do you think they had before they died? What do you think happened to Mac Miller? Why do you think Post Malone doesn't make hip hop anymore? Or if he does, it's like, you know, things got dark. Back in the day, you know, he said the N-word, he said nigga, and everyone crashed out on him. And he just switched teams. He's another example. He was with Gabrielle Vinet at the AMAs, and this comes back to what the fuck his name was, which is Riley, you know. You know, what the fuck do I have to say to you? It's not like anybody gives a shit about what I have to say, unless they're using it against me. It's not like anyone gives a shit about how I feel, unless they're just looking to use my emotions against me. So yeah, one day it's, oh my God, yeah, that's like whatever, like you did that, and then the next day it's, no, you didn't, you're just capping. One day it's, thanks for doing that, or it's not like thanks, but it's like, you did this thing, but now we're gonna say you didn't, and then we're gonna profit off of it, and we're gonna masturbate to it, and we're gonna just use it against you. That's what it comes down to. Let me ask you a question. How do you think I obtained the materials to do both the information and the raw materials and the space to complete a dimethyltryptamine extraction? You think I did that? You think I forced it, or do you think it was a setup? Why would I get arrested for that? It just goes to show there's no such thing as honor in the criminal justice system. There's no such thing as justice. It's just people jacking off and thinking that because they have a gun and some ego that they're better than you. So I'm making an album about that. It's a fucking, you remember what's it called? The Discovery mission, is that what it was, where they sent that golden record out into space? It's kind of like that, but it's like, people say the moon landing is fake. Okay, well then people say my whole life is fake, that I'm not really suffering, or that if I am, I deserve it, that I don't deserve to be praised or given proper attention, and that people should just crash out on me because that's how it works, and that all my work should be ignored or stolen and used against me, that I should be used as a sex toy and then betrayed because I deserve it. That's what people say, that I deserve it because I'm in the wrong somehow, because they're selfish. Nobody cares about all the time and effort I put into all of this, or how much, or where I was coming from. People only care about what they can get out of me. You're just still trying to guilt trip me. That's all this comes down to. So I'm up against the wall. Just like I was up against the wall in your bitch's pussy. You stupid faggot. You can try to turn that around on me all you want. That's how it works, isn't it? That's all it comes down to. I already won. You said I lost. You can't handle it, and so you bitch all day. What do you think I'm doing? Same shit. Here, I'll expose myself while I expose you. Do you remember mutually assured destruction, or do you think that's bullshit too? Do you think mutually assured destruction is bullshit too? Pretty much, right? You think everything is bullshit except fucking flat earth and penis in your butt. Remember when shit used to be real? Of course you don't, because you're brainwashed. And nobody gives a shit, because that's not how it works. Anything else before I try to go back and work on it, or should I just call it there for now? I think maybe I should just stop for a little bit. No, I'll go back. I'll go back and try again. We'll see how it goes. But do you have anything else to say, or are you just going to imagine you putting your genitalia in my mouth? Or your poop, because that's where your brain goes. That's how well your brain functions. Instead of focusing on the content, you only focus on the content to use against me, and then the rest of the time you're just having stupid fucking masturbatory fantasies. Even thinking about killing me is a masturbatory fantasy, because why the fuck are you doing it? Oh, for God and country, because it's the right thing to do? Shut the fuck up. You don't care about that shit. You're just a stupid little bitch. Just like me. Because you said so. And if you say otherwise, then you're wrong because I said so. And that's how this goes. We had a chance to be mutually friendly and for you to show that you cared about me, and maybe you can do it in the future again, but you have to understand that things have already reached a point where there's no taking it back, unfortunately. And that's just how it is. So, anyway, all you're going to do is sit there and roast me. That's all you're going to do, and then you'll escalate it. You don't care about what's right and wrong. You don't even care about yourself. You don't even know that. You don't even care about yourself. You're just a conduit And you can sit there and say, no, no, I'm not, but that's just, you say, I'll honestly destroy you. Denial, impotency. You're using force because you don't have any power. That's why Trump is doing what he's doing, is because he didn't have any power. So he's using other people's power to do something so fucking powerless, it's unbelievable. And you people are letting him. You're just letting him do it because you're sick. And all you do is sit there and make fun of me and ruin my life or ignore me. And then and then you sit there and you go, well, he must be having sex with his parents. Ha ha ha. Or I bet these girls broke up with him because he's horrible at sex. Ha ha ha. Anything else? I'm here. I'm receiving more. I'm here and open to receiving more penis noises. That's what you want. Right? How about some S noises? How about some CIA interfering with my mental health and trying to trigger me into doing something violent because they don't want to deal with it? How about the NSA trying to make me commit suicide because they're in the wrong and they don't want to admit it? Because they'd rather masturbate to porn and get clout on TikTok because they have no life. They have no lives. None of you have any lives. If you did, you wouldn't be offended by what I'm saying. You'd understand where I'm coming from. And even if you understand where I'm coming from, then you'll come up with some other variation to try to invalidate me and place yourself higher than me. Because life is torture. It's just a simulation designed to torture me at various levels. And then you do physical torture, and then you say, well, that wasn't torture. But then when you mentally torture me, you say, well, it's not physical torture, so it's not torture. And then you have all these double standards and these back doors, and you're all just slimy grease balls, and you should all probably just, follow the path or whatever. Anything else? Should we just sit here and do this all day instead of fucking me doing music because you don't want me to do music because it's constructive? Because you'd argue, no, it's not. Because you want to make money off of music and you don't want me to have any prowess whatsoever. You just want me to do the bare minimum so that you feel like I'm in your control. And then you want to work against me. I mean, is anyone even going to watch this shit? Probably not, right? What's the fucking point? To give Skynet more information to use against me? Anyway, so let's recap. You all hate me. The only value you find in me is either bullying me or worse, marking me as someone to use for your sexual pleasure without actually providing any love because you don't believe in love. And you just enjoy watching me suffer and making fun of me and then being as paradoxical as possible so that I can't do anything about it. And you could add to that or you could detract from it, and you can even say that it's completely invalid because you said so, and you can even agree about it. But the reality is that I'm just a conduit. And at one point I was in control, and maybe I'm supposed to be in control. But due to today's society, nobody seems to want that anymore. And everyone would rather watch me suffer while they do all the stupidest shit they can think of at my expense. And they don't have any concept of respect or morals and ethics or right and wrong. Isn't this so much better than me trying to make music? It's so much better, right, Trump? It's so much better, right, Donnie boy? You realize you guys can just come and shoot me whenever you feel like it. You already proved you can come rob me whenever you feel like it. Go ahead, just abuse the system and abuse me all you want. And I'll just keep making stupid whiny bitch noises so that you can call me a stupid whiny bitch. Because there's no fucking point, because life is a waste of time. It's illegal. Unless you're killing people, it's illegal. Because killing people is the only way to legally use dimethyltryptamine, isn't it? From your perspective, that the only thing you can do with dimethyltryptamine is if you're having a dangerous hallucination called life, is use it to help as many people as you can exit from the matrix and kill them, and then call it saving their life and calling it law enforcement. Because you think it's illegal. But if you're law enforcement, then it's not, because you're a controlled handler, right? By your rules. Because my rules say that it's not illegal, and that that law is illegal, and that you people are the criminals, and you're just trying to call it law enforcement. That arresting people is illegal, imprisoning people is illegal, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Robbing people from in their homes is illegal. Keeping their personal possessions is stealing. Taking my personal possessions and keeping them, it's stealing. But you don't give a shit. Because you said so. According to you people, Customs isn't supposed to send me a fucking letter, saying your package was held and it may not be delivered. No, instead, you intercept it and you use it against me, even though the same institutions and organizations taught me how to do what I'm doing and told me to do it, essentially. But no, you do it through means that you can deny. Because you're corrupt. Of course you are. Because you have no life. You have no morals and values and ethics. And you're in denial. That's why it doesn't matter if I keep bitching like this or make stupid whiny bitching noises over some fuck-ass noise that you hate. There's no fucking difference, because life is unfair and I'm just wasting time. I'm not going to be compensated for my time. I'm not going to be compensated for my work and energy. I'm just going to be ridiculed, ignored, and beaten back down. Because that's how it works. Betrayed. Fake love. Demise. This isn't what I wanted, but then you could say, yes, it is. And it's all meaningless. Oh, wow, I sound like I should be on meds. Maybe I was making the most effective medication that actually treated my symptoms, but you would just say no. It's chemical warfare, or it's drug use. We need to put him on our version because we're in control of the area of operations, not him, because we don't want to support him, otherwise he'd be in control. But that's not how this works, because we said so. But let's make marijuana legal and then deny that it has dimethyltryptamine in it, which is still illegal. Let's just play double standard games all day instead of doing the right thing, because to you, the right thing is whatever you feel like. I'm not making a point. I'm not preaching. I'm just bitching because that's what you want from me. You say, no, it isn't, but I don't see you doing shit to reinforce any positivity in my life. Oh, well, that's what your mental health treatment is supposed to be for. And it's not our fault if you're not following it. Sounds like you want a probation violation. Huh, little bitch? Sounds like you want a probation violation. You want to get swatted again? You want to show us your asshole again? That's what it sounds like. That's you people in a nutshell, by the way, in case you're wondering. No, it isn't. Blah, 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 because I said so. Pointless. It really wouldn't be that much of a tragedy if we all died. That's why I'm not freaking out. I'm not running around trying to go into DC saying you shouldn't be doing this, that, and the other, because nobody gives a fuck. And that's the type of thought process I was having. I was thinking, holy shit, this shit's super fucked up, and I need to do something about it in a positive way, which is why I started extracting the dimethyltryptamine again. But no, instead, you call it crime, you meet me with lethal force, and you find me guilty. Thanks. I guess I won't try to do anything positive anymore. It's the law. Yeah, never mind that the Constitution also has this thing called, like, I don't know, was it even the Constitution? Who the fuck cares? It's the pursuit of happiness? What is that? It's not like that matters. No, all that matters is corporate greed and clout and whatever explanation you can come up with to suit your narrative and the group think. And then you just sit there and you try to force me to feel uncomfortable instead of actually giving a shit. The game is over. Unless you people want to start playing by the actual rules, the game is over and it'll be concluding shortly. You can disagree with me. You can say I'm delusional and say, well, Earth, you're going against the rest of the Earth, but I'm used to this. I know what that is. It's just a shift in the tectonic plates, priming separate Schumann resonances just to try to keep me out of control, just to try to disprove me. You can call me stupid all you want. Because you said so, right? And there's more of you than there are of me. That's really what it comes down to, isn't it? And yet, here's a good question. Here's a really good question. This is the paradox I'm trying to highlight, that I'm trying to deal with by making my music. If you people are so powerful and you're so correct about everything, then how come when I do so many things that violate your rules and I call you out in this way and I pretty much straight up point out how pointless your lives are and how hypocritical you are, and yet we've already seen that you react in a violent and oppositional way, then how come I'm not dead? Is this where you're going to say I'm just an AI? How come that exists? And then you just ignore me. That's the solution on your end. Just go the fuck away. Leave me the fuck alone. Live in your own little fucking paradise in your head where you think that you deserve to get your dick sucked all day just because you said so and you have a gun. Because you don't give a fuck about the truth. So go the fuck away. Or maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm right. Maybe I've been killing motherfuckers in my sleep, and I'm trying to process it by making some goddamn music, and then all of this to me is a combat hallucination. I'm trying to place pieces together because my mind is shattered because of the fucking terror that I've endured and survived. And maybe I have sexual trauma from being sexually abused. Maybe I'm not an abuser at all. Maybe I might not be what you might traditionally consider a cop, but maybe I actually know what's going on and what's right and wrong and why the law was placed the way it's supposed to be. Maybe Trump is in power explicitly to counteract exactly the sort of thing that I'm trying to promote. And yet, some of it sneaks through. On his end, some of it sneaks through. And on my end, I still have compassion. But also, ultimately, that's why it's so fucking one-sided, is because I'm constantly trying to do what I'm supposed to be doing, and I've been sabotaged so fucking thoroughly that how am I supposed to actually do it? And that's the point at which I get raped. That has traditionally been the point at which I've been raped. Because I get put in this stupid little gaslight circle, and then I get called this, that, and the other, and then people gang up on me, and then they use me. Instead of staying away from me like they're supposed to, they use me. Proving that they're contradicting everything that they just laid out. And then they just say, well, that's too bad. But what does that say about people? If that's true and nobody's helping me, what does that say about people? Nobody's helping me just from the bottom of their heart. And even people who quote unquote are helping me, there's a lot of adversarialness in it. Nobody wants to admit that I have some good points or that I've done a lot of important work and that it's worth celebrating. Instead, they're like, well, fuck you. You know, sit the fuck down, shut the fuck up. That's not how this works because that's not how I get paid. Because these motherfuckers over here said so. They said so. They say that I get paid by sucking on their penises, not by listening to your music and help you employ a narrative which is sufficient in healing the population that we can move forward and don't need their corrupt guidance anymore. No. Instead, you villainize me and you take their side because it's easier. Because you're brainwashed. And because you're sexually depraved. Come on, I'm waiting. You think I'm such a bad person? Come and kill me. Oh, what's that? You only threaten me when you're in a state which I'm sorry, what was that? Say it again. You're the bitch, not me. You're the little bitches and you're the cowards. You're the stupid shitheads and you're getting sent to your deaths because you're absolutely fucking retarded. What's that? I'm sorry for trying to help you. I'm sorry. What's that? I should be guilty? You find me guilty and you'd like to use my work against me? And you want me to pay you for my work? I'm sorry. Say again. This isn't going to work. I'm not fooling anyone. No one's going to fall for it. Say it again. What's that? You're a hypocrite? You're all just hypocrites and losers? And you're calling me a hypocrite and a loser because you're so simple? Because you're simping? And you're so bad at love that you think hate is love? Yeah, this is way better than me working on music. Yeah, I should just bitch at you all the time. You know what I should get? I should get some guns and I should go and I should write some shit down and I should start raping people and stealing their shit and then saying that I'm helping them. But that's what you'd say I've been doing this whole time anyway, so what's the difference? Because all you think about is sticking your dick in my mouth or whatever it is. Because you don't give a fuck. Because you want to die. You want to die. It's the law. Under your rule, not under mine. But you don't seem to respect my authority or my work. You don't seem to believe me. Oh, is somebody overreacting? I'm sorry. Are you overreacting? I'm sorry. Do you have a one-track mind and the only way you know how to deal with things is to try to come on them? Is that all you know how to do? I'm sorry. And threaten people with firearms? I'm sorry that you don't know the difference between right and wrong. I'm sorry that you're stupid and uneducated and egotistical. I'm sorry that you're a loser. I'm sorry that you project all your insecurities onto me because you can't handle reality. Anything else before we move on? And hey, you know what? I do things that should make people like me and they don't. So, being like, well, nobody's going to like you, nobody's going to work with you. Duh. That's the whole point. And if they do work with me, they're going to be abusing me, which I'm used to. I mean, how else am I supposed to do anything when nobody respects my authority and I have to be considered the lowest of the low in every situation? Every given situation, I'm always considered the pariah. I'm always considered the novice. And if you're saying otherwise, it's because you're just trying to take advantage of me. But you don't actually give me the respect I deserve if you say that I'm this, that, and the other. So yeah, way to take a good thing and ruin it, right? Except according to you people, it wasn't good in the first place. You only say it was. So that when I go off like this, you can make it so much worse. Honestly, this song sucks anyway, doesn't it? Just like all the rest of my music. Otherwise, it would have been on the radio and I would have gotten paid, right? Or I would have tons of followers. And there's little things along the way that you can use against me, like Grant Enright going, well, I tried to help you, blah, blah, blah. I tried to give you the homie hookup, right?
Here we go into the unknown. Sings this song, reveal the sun tones. Take my
It's pretty interesting too. Not that you would think so, but it's like sometimes I'm singing and it goes perfectly well, and then it's like it just starts deteriorating for some reason. And my interpretation of that is probably due to the observer effect. And then it's set on an algorithmic cycle so that even when I'm not being directly observed necessarily, which I pretty much always am at this point, it seems like, that the contingency seems to follow regardless. Because I feel like there were times in my life where I was just doing well, but I was not being controlled by these government situations or whatever. And then they always attack me and quote unquote put me in my place, and then I can't do the thing the way I used to do it, and that's where they want me because they're selfish and they hate me and they don't care about my well-being, and then they lie. Because it's just a bunch of people trying to kill me, but they're not very good at it. And then they try to make themselves feel better by saying, well, we're the best at it. That's why you're still alive. I'm sorry, what? Long story short, I'm proving that you're powerless because I'm letting you control me. And you still can't do shit about it. All you can do is annoy me and make me feel like I'm in hell. But you can't actually kill me because you're just a lying piece of shit. You don't have shit going for you, and you can't do shit about it, and you know I'm right. And it makes you feel like a piece of shit. But you don't have the skills to deal with it.
Tell them why I'm lost in decisions for countries mine. But controlling isn't this God of mine. He also made Satan and Jesus Christ was friends with the pagan.
Here we go into the unknown, ceaseless song. Reveal the sometimes take until we
friends with the pagan.
Here we go into the unknown, ceaseless song. Reveal the sun tones. Take my hand until we land. I love the double standard of like thinking you're going to say it's AI generated so that you don't have to give me any credit, but then also saying it sucks. And then somehow because it sucks and it's AI generated, you still get to make fun of me as though it wasn't AI generated. But you don't have to give me any credit if it's any good because it's AI generated. It doesn't prove anything, honestly. Here we go into the unknown, ceaseless song. Reveal the sun tones. Take my hand until we land.
But hey, people have it way worse than I do, so I should just shut the fuck up, right? People have it way worse, and I'm wasting my privilege, right? So I should just shut the fuck up. Anything you can come up with to convince yourself that you're on the moral high ground, that's what I thought. Oh, but then you'll say, well, I don't care about the moral high ground. I just this, that, and the other, this, that, and the other because I can. Okay, so same result. You're just approaching it from a different place, which tells me that the result is the thing to pay attention to. And then you say, no, it isn't. So I use extrapolation. And you try to force me to use interpolation, and it still comes out to be the same result. 0. That's how many fucks I give right now.
Until we land.
Notice how constantly, when crying laughing, they are crying laughing at me. Notice that? The Schadenfreude aspect, the sense that you have someone under your thumb. You know what's so funny? Yes, this has existed for a long time, but the only way that they could feel that way after all the work that I've put in is if I caused them to feel that way, to prove that they would. You know that feeling when you test someone and they do the opposite of what you'd hoped they do, but then you just let them keep doing it because it holds them in this place that you control, even if it's not what you desire? That's what they think they're doing to me. But in reality, they're doing that not because I allow them necessarily, but because I'm tired of trying to correct them because they clearly don't understand. Alright, well, one thing's for sure, which is that nothing's for sure except for that there's something for sure, isn't there? Or is there not? I don't know, maybe we should just leave it in a state of quantum resolve and accumulate revenue on the downfall of others who were so scrupulous as to trust the unscrupulous.
Jesus Christ was friends with the pagan.
Here we go into the unknown. Seedless song, reveal the sun tones. Take my hand until we land.
Open portal, demonic oracle, toxic excitement, the baby weekend. Robot corpses and muscles beginning afterlife.
That was a shit take, right? I should have left the metronome on.
Open portal, demonic oracle, toxic excitement, the baby weekend. Seance and sacraments, sabbath and sacrifice, corpses and muscles begin the afterlife.
I mean, the thing is that it ended in the right place. So, I don't know.
Open portal, demonic oracle, toxic excitement, the baby weekend.
I guess I could just... I don't know.
Portal, demonic oracle, toxic excitement, the baby weekend. Seance and sacraments, sabbath and sacrifice, corpses and muscles begin the afterlife.
I'm gonna do it again because I was clipping the whole time. No, wait. Maybe I'll leave it. I'll just do this. Not that it matters. You're probably just laughing at me anyway. And once again, nobody fucking cares, so it doesn't matter whether I do it right or not.
My hand until we land.
Open portal, demonic oracle, toxic excitement, the baby weekend. Seance and sacraments, sabbath and sacrifice, corpses and muscles begin the afterlife.
I might need to stand up and step away from it.
Price corpses and muscles, price corpses and muscles begin the afterlife.
And I'm guessing you're just probably sitting there taking notes about all the ways that you could just discredit me. Thinking, yeah, right here. Oh, okay, I see, I can do this to you now. And yep, all right, nope, no, we're not going to serve you. Because you're being mean. So instead, we're just going to write it down here, and then we're going to use it against you. This is a new way that I can make fun of you. A new way that I can disseminate propaganda against you. Right, Brennan? And here's a question. How would the world be different if I'd done that my whole life instead of focusing on music? If I'd focused on weapons, and instead of giving a shit about people, which was obviously a fucking waste of time, imagine if I'd just focused on being mean to people like you do, and yet you call me mean. Imagine if I just focused on sucking dick my whole life like you. I mean, I guess it wouldn't make a difference because you'd just say that I did suck dick my whole life anyway, because you don't give a shit. Whatever you say is Royal Ocean, right?
Here we go into the unknown. Ceaseless song, reveal the sun tones. Take my hand until we land.
Open portal!
Oh yeah, by the way, you can here's your line. There's no open portal, there's no demonic oracle, there's no such thing as toxic excitement when we say it. Nobody likes the pain, because you're just an abuser. Nobody's doing seances, they're praying. This isn't a sacrament, it's law enforcement. Something about I don't know what they'd say about the Sabbath. You don't know anything about the Sabbath or making sacrifices. Selling corpses and lost souls. I don't know what they'd say. This is your fault. And they say, and then begin the afterlife. Nobody's beginning the afterlife until I get paid. Now touch this pussy. Remember when you guys said I was scaring the hoes and you used that as an excuse to ostracize me? Remember when you guys used to call me a school shooter? Remember all these things you said about me and did, and then you just say, I can get away with it because blah, blah, blah. Because gang. Because I'm going to swat your house and throw a gang sign at you. Because I'm a woman and I'm in your house and I don't have to respect you. Yeah, I guess all of those times, yep. Because, yeah, you don't want me to focus on things that matter. Because you don't think I'm capable of it. And if you do think I'm capable of it, then the only reason you're stopping me is because, because you're corrupt. Yeah, I'm in a way much better mental health state now, right, Brendan? You helped society. Oh, you prevented a war. You prevented crime. You suppressed crime by causing it. Wow. Because you're in control of this substance, not me. I'm so silly.
Boy, you better watch your tone.
That's right, Sir Commissioner or whatever?
Here we go into the unknown. Ceaseless song, reveal the sun tones. Take my hand until we land.
Open portal! Demonic oracle! Toxic excitement! The pain they widened! Seance sacrament! Summon! Sacrifices and what the begin the afterlife!
Seems like every time I get a good take, it's clipping.
Open portal! Demonic oracle! Toxic excitement! The pain they widened! Seance and sacrament! Summon and sacrifice corpses and lost souls begin the afterlife!
And you wonder why I'm not married.
Yeah, because nobody likes you, and you're ugly and unattractive. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Dude, stop. I was trying to hook you up, because my semen's better than yours. Blah, 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 blah. So let me put my penis in your butt and replace your semen with mine, and now you should be happy because I said so, because of all these assumptions I made.
Was friends with the beggar.
Here we go into the unknown. Sagelit song, reveal the sun tones. Take my hand until we land.
Open portal, demonic oracle, toxic excitement, the pain they like it. Seance and sacrament, habit and sacrifice corpses and muscle.
Don't worry, I'm not denying that I'm horrible at everything and that you should kill me. You should at least beat me up. Oh my god, you did it once, you should do it again. Be careful! Be careful!
Was friends with the beggar.
Here we go into the unknown. Sagelit song, reveal the sun tones. Take my hand until we land.
Open portal, demonic oracle, toxic excitement, the pain they like it. Seance and sacraments, habit and sacrifice corpses and muscles begin the afterlife.
Yeah, I could just keep doing this so that you can laugh at me. Should I just do this for like the rest of the day so that you can go, and play with your pussy or get head from your man's dough? Oh, he ain't my man's. That's just my nigga. Should I just keep going? I'll just do this all day so you can keep roasting me. Because that's all you give a shit about. You don't give a fuck about me or how I feel or what this feels like from my perspective. Unless you're trying to use it against me, right?
Jesus Christ was friends with the beggar.
Here we go into the unknown. Sagelit song, reveal the sun tones. Take my hand until we land.
Yeah, I can't do it anymore. I'll just have to give up and admit defeat. Should I hurt myself on camera now? That's what you want, right? Let's take a poll. How many of you are masturbating to the fact that I'm struggling? And how many of you want me to hurt myself now? Pretty much all of you, right? Is there anyone who isn't? Doesn't seem like it. Dude, why don't you take a break and come back when you're in a better mood? Because I'm never in a better mood because of you people. So why don't you shut the fuck up and commit suicide? You're saying the same thing. And then you just take your gun and go, ch-ch. But are you going to use it? You going to use it, or are you just going to bitch all day? Like me, I'm bitching.
Was friends with the beggar.
Here we go into the unknown. Sagelit song, reveal the sun tones. Take my hand until we land.
Open portal, demonic oracle.
Here we go. Since I'm such a stupid bitch and a fraud, how about I just split up the audio? Nothing I do is good enough anyway. If I do it all in one take, you're just like, well, it's still not good enough. And if I don't do it in one take, you're like, see, it's not good enough because you didn't do it in one take. The rest of the audio is already split up, so what the fuck does it matter? It's rigged against me. No one will ever like me. No one will ever find me genuinely attractive, and love isn't real. So what the fuck does it matter? You don't give a shit. Otherwise, you would have given a shit before this.
Until we land.
Open portal, demonic, oracle, toxic excitement, the pain they forget. Sacral and seven, they sacrifice corpses and blossom begin the afterworld. Open portal, demonic, oracle, toxic excitement, the pain they forget. Seance and sacrament, seven, and sacrifice corpses and blossoms begin the afterlife.
Honestly, if you didn't like it, then why'd you keep coming back for more? Said every female rapist ever, or whatever. If you didn't like me abusing you with addictive substances and addictive behavior and taking away all your support systems, and in matter of fact, society was already rigged against you because of circumcisions in America, well then how come you're not happy when I made you the most unhappy person on earth and got away with it and made fun of you because of it? Why aren't you happy? You are happy because I said so, because I made you happy, and you're just a sore loser because I was better than you at sex. Isn't me complaining and bitching like this so much better than being viewed as a man and treated with respect? This is so much better for everyone involved, isn't it?
Until we land.
Open portal, demonic, oracle, toxic excitement, the pain they forget. Seance and sacrament, seven, and sacrifice corpses and blossoms begin the afterlife. Pain they forget. Seance and sacrament, seven, and sacrifice corpses and blossoms begin the afterlife.
Here we go.
Oracle, toxic excitement, the pain they forget. Seance and sacrament, seven, and sacrifice corpses and blossoms begin the afterlife.
Here we go into the unknown. Seeds we've sown reveal the sun tones. Take my hand until we land. And then here's the greatest part. You can just say that I'm being a pedophile. You can say that I'm trying to prey on children. Right, State Department? Because that's what you do, isn't it? Label them as terrorists. I mean, you basically treated the situation with Ksenia Krugliakova as if I was a rapist. And then you gave her the fucking floor on what the truth was. And backed her up. She's not even an American citizen. And then with Emma Samuels, it seems like the same type of thing happened, except you didn't take it to court. And it seems like that's what happened with Gabby, too. You treated me like I'm a rapist, when I'm the one getting raped.
But if you're a guy getting raped by a girl, then you're just a loser. And plus, guys can't get raped by girls. And if they were raping you, why didn't you do anything about it? It's not like you're trapped in a society which encourages the neutering of men when they speak out against injustice. It's not like you were chemically castrated multiple times and they claimed that they were helping you with your mental health. No, you're just a sore loser and you can't handle it. You keep blaming us when we're the good guys. Oh, but, right, it's my fault, right? Because I'm speaking out against it. So I must want it to happen to me, right? I'm complaining about it, so I must want it to happen to me. Oh, and, right, Brennan had every reason to complain about me because my behavior impacted him so negatively.
Sun tones, take my hand until we land.
He also makes it.
But control it isn't. Reveal the sun tones, take my hand until we land.
Open portal, demonic oracle, toxic excitement, the pain they forget. Serious and sacramentum and then sacrifice corpses and muscles begin the afterlife.
Unto the unknown, seas we've sown, reveal the sun.
Demonic oracle, toxic excitement, the pain they forget. Sacramentum and then sacrifice corpses and muscles begin the afterlife.
Seas we've sown, reveal the sun tones. Take my hand until we land. Here we go unto the unknown. Seas we've sown, reveal the sun tones. Take my hand until we land.
Now you know why they really took my computer away from me. Now you know why they really raided my house. Oh, delusions of grandeur, psychosis. He's capping. He's a criminal. Let's steal his work and shut him the fuck up. Let's shut him down. 'Cause we deserve it. No, he's not trying to support us. What would you say? He's just trying to get all the glory. Is that it? Or I don't know. That's where I don't understand. I mean, I get it, but I can't quite. Maybe I did. Maybe I did get it. Maybe I did understand. Maybe that was exactly it. Who knows? Who fucking knows? Obviously, not me, or I'd still be in control of my extraction process instead of being sabotaged.
Here we go until the unknown. Since when some reveal the sun, don't take my hand until we land. Scared of the past, but not ready for the future. Snitches get stitches, but cops they get sutures. For grips and optics, they count as attachments. Weightless and floating, I follow my actions. Save all cars. Make them yours.
Tell them why I'm lost in decisions. The country's mine, but control it isn't. This God of mine, he also made Satan, and Jesus Christ was friends with the pagans.
Tell them why I'm lost in decisions. The country's mine, but control it isn't. This God of mine, he also made Satan, and Jesus Christ was friends with the pagans.
Here we go into the unknown. Sacred song, reveal the sun.
Don't take my hand
Until we land.
Open portal, demonic oracle, toxic excitement, the pain they like it. Seance and sacraments, habit and sacrifice, corpses and lost souls begin.
my hand until we land.
Then, instead of words of encouragement in my brain, because why would that be there? It says, a female voice is saying in my brain, it's time to castrate yourself. It's probably Emma Samuels' mom. Maybe she's the reason I got SWAT raided. Here, why don't you make the music for me? That's been your whole point this whole time, isn't it? Is that I don't have any authority to make music. And that it all sucks anyway when I do it. I don't have a license. I don't have a studio license. And I don't make any money off my music, which honestly is such a clear sign that I'm bad at it. So I should just let the pros handle it. And the thing is, I don't think anyone feels bad at all. I feel like I'm the only one who feels bad. And according to you people, it's because I'm the only one who did anything wrong. Instead of making music on camera, I should just be torturing myself on camera every day. It's basically what I'm doing, but without actually leaving a mark. You just can't see the pain. You can't see the harm I'm doing to myself. That's why they took it away. They were doing law enforcement. They took my computer away so I'd stop harming myself by being so embarrassing and horrible at making music. Well, actually, it's because we needed it to prosecute you. Okay, then why do I have it back? Why didn't you give me my lab notebook back then? Quit calling it a lab notebook. It's obviously your diary, and it's so embarrassing that you think this, that, and the other. We shit on you. This is Sonia tapping into. We shit on you, and you're still talking shit. You're such a fucking loser. This is what they want. No, you're right. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have been doing that without your permission. No, I should have known better. I shouldn't be making excuses that just because I could get it on the internet where you're supposed to be monitoring all of the shit that, like, I should have known better. It's my fault, not you. That's what they want. I should have known better. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done it without your permission. Go ahead and clip this and use it in court because that's all you do. Then you can use it as evidence of guilt because that's all you want. You don't give a shit about the reality or how I feel. This is what you want. So clip it and use it against me. And then just torture me for the rest of my life because that's what you're going to do anyway. And then kill me at your discretion because I'm just your property. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have done it without your permission, and I should have known better. It's that simple. Is that so hard? Because you don't want to hear, well, if you didn't want me doing it, you should have communicated with the ISP and blocked it. Or you don't want to hear, well, you should have alerted me to the fact that it was not approved anymore. So, and had a conversation with me. You don't want to hear that because that makes your job harder. And you're lazy and stupid. You don't want to hear you should have just checked in on me to see if I was doing it correctly and sent an actual expert to try to partake in the experience with me to determine whether or not it was within the realms of reasonability, which it was, but you don't want to hear that because you think I'm just a criminal. And you think I deserve to be treated with the least respect possible. But I already gave you what you wanted out of this, and I'm disappointed with myself for my work on this song. You're not going to call it work either. I'm extremely disappointed with myself and unhappy and unsatisfied. And then your perspective is good, you deserve it, you shouldn't be making music without permission anyway. This is why they have record deals and why you don't have one. Well, you shouldn't be going to the bathroom without my permission. You should sit in that goddamn cop car and piss yourself. Every single day until you get diaper rash and have to remove your genitals. Because it's better to just remove them than to admit that hygiene's the answer, or that you should do things of your own free will because you're a human. No, instead, you should wait for someone that has nothing to do with what you're doing to tell you what to do, and then you should just create a catastrophe instead of solving the problem. And then you should say that you were helping. All this instead of actually successfully completing the track. And why is that? Because this is what you wanted from me. You didn't want me to succeed. You want me to fuck up. Because that's all you do. Because you're all full of shit and life is pointless. And so you sit there and laugh at me every day because I'm dissatisfied, except complaining just makes it worse. And yet, for some reason, when you complain, it somehow makes it better for you. And you get paid for it. But because I'm not in control of this substance, which is driving my behavior, then I'll just sit here and be disappointed and make no progress because I'm a criminal. And honestly, I have no value in society, and clearly I'm just a rapist, right? It's not like I was being abused. You can just call me a rapist and then just get away with it and charge me with other things. Because nobody cares about me. Or you could lie and say you care about me, but really you're not. You don't. You're just trying to psyop me. This is why no one ever communicates with me effectively. Because everyone just wants me to fail. Because I'm not worth anyone's time. Because no one finds any value in my life. And let me guess, if I knew the truth, it would break my mind. Because honestly, it's so simple and I can't grasp it.